This is Broadcast Beat Magazine with Ryan Salazar.
Ryan Salazar here with Broadcast Beat Magazine, and we have Shaheen Arifzada with Dimetis. How you doing, Shaheen?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Good to meet you, sir. So tell us about Dimetis and what you guys do and how you started.
Well, our group of engineering started roughly 25 years ago, and with a company called EDS, obviously, and our CEO, Joachim Kniesel, bought this group, put them together with, system integration, broadcast system integration in 2000, I think, together. And that's how we started the company. The group of engineering have been focusing mainly on the contribution side and distribution side. That is taking the feed from any stadium worldwide and bringing it to any facility, and then from there to the end customer via DVB-T. Obviously that's how we started, but nowadays with IPTV, streaming, and all kind of possibilities, and that's the core business of ours. And over the time we transformed the company from a typical project company in 2000 to I would say 2007 to a product company. So that's how we started, and obviously a lot of transformation we have been going through, and that's who we are.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, tell us about some of the products that you guys have. I'm on your website right now, and it seems like you have a series of products.
Right. So one of the product lines we have been extremely successful is what is called Boss Link Manager, and Boss Link Manager allows you to move content, and that's really typically sport event news from anywhere to anywhere in point to point to multicast. So that product goes really 25 years ago, where we started with Deutsche Telekom by then, and day one we were really forced to be hardware agnostic and talking to different hardware vendors, and that's how basically the first project started. And over time, it evolved from typical SDH SONET to ATM, from ATM to IP. In fact, in 2007, we were the first one to introduce actually an IP-based contribution network in Germany. And as you can appreciate, the soccer game, the football game in Germany, we're relying on this IP broadcast network. So it is in fact a mission-critical application. The second product line is Broadcast Manager, where we are, and the first one, I'm sorry, just going back to the first one has been very successfully worldwide now, from anywhere from Australia to, US. Customers are using this software, and, a lot of people, roughly 600 million people, who are watching the global content are relying on our software. The second line, Broadcast Manager, is heavily focusing on playouts, distribution platform, and, whether or not this is IPTV nowadays, or it used to be DVB-T, ATSC, cable. So that was secondary, and that's where we run actually 90% of the German, public speaking broadcasters, and now we have been deploying also in different countries, amongst others in Italy. So the third line is a relatively new product line, and this is a File Transfer Manager. And File Transfer Manager allows you to move large files from anywhere to anywhere, and that's pretty much a relatively new product, and being used, for instance, for different sport events as well as news.
So is that considered like a high-speed file transfer service?
Right. So in that case, we're relying on third-party WAN accelerators, and what we do is we allowing the customer to to define their own workflows, because there are a lot of things involved. And not just WAN acceleration, we have to transcode, we have to do the file checking, all kind of workflows, and they are really depending on who is using the system, right?
If you wouldn't mind, tell us about Boss Schedule. Right.
So Boss Schedule is our scheduling and depositing system, where you can actually take and this is one of the biggest deployments on earth in Germany, and they have all kind of scheduling system all hooked into one centralized system, and they can, if there is an upcoming event, the editor goes in and books the time, books the satellite feed, book the frequency, whatever they need, and all this stuff goes back into either link manager or file transfer for scheduled and booking services.
I see that you have something called Boss EPG monitor as well. What's that?
Those are third-party products which we OEM from another company, Meet Expert, and because it's it fits very well into our portfolio. We sell their product as our OEM product, and in fact they are showing with co-hosting at IBC with us.
Okay. I see that you guys have some cloud solutions as well. Would you mind telling us about that?
Right. So that's how, as the transition of the market is moving on, as we discussed briefly before, we started with the heavy arm of broadcast integration, then we transform into fully IP, and then now with IP, IT, and telecom all emerging to one single platform, most likely, and there are a couple of other changes like hardware vendors moving away from being just a hardware vendor rather than being a software vendor. So if you look at the transition, we always try to be at the forefront of the innovation, and with the service catalog, that's the latest product we are launching during IBC. We will be able to orchestrate services, which coming from different platforms. So it doesn't have to be always the Dimetis product. It can be any third-party product we can integrate.
The broadcast facility monitoring product that you guys have, it looks pretty interesting.
Right. So again, the traditional monitoring is always device monitoring. What is kind of new to the market, and this is something we have done through a couple of projects with our customers, is the KPI and KQI aspects of the services. And you see barely, all the other monitoring tools, they just tell you exactly the devices, and they have really nice GUIs and everything. They tell you exactly, what devices are faulty and so on and so forth, but they don't give you the full comprehensive report about the services, whether or not they have been affected in terms of KPI. We provide full life cycle of this, service report in terms of SLA, and that's really convenient for the customer because they know, at what point they have delivered what kind of services.